Hello, everybody. I'm here to talk about a thing that I kind of lost my shit on Twitter. It has to do with people posting uh, things that they say are leaks from Passmark. Being like, look at this score that's on Passmark Performance Test's website. Let's go to their leaderboards here. And and they're not even here. Oh, we have to go to single. Single. Yeah, so you go to Passmark's website and you'll see, you know, oh my God, there's a new CPU that's at the top of the charts. And you see it says samples 2 for the 5600X, samples 1 for the 5950X, and this has also been going on with graphics cards in a weird way. So, yeah, let's just go highest end. At the 3090, 3070, and 3080 on here now. Well, I mean, it's changed now. We got 208 3080s, one 3070. Even though reviewers have them in their hands, they haven't been submitting them. And we got 70 for the 3090. And this is cool and all. This is cool. This is great. Let's see. What can we go down to on here? So we could click on the result and we could get this on the website. This information right here from the website. But I mean, you could go a whole lot deeper with this. So actually the easiest way to find this is, that was on the 5600X. So let's look for the 5600X, search. There are 2 submissions right now, and I already have them starred for the 5600X. So let's pick those. What else can we find on here? Got the 5950X. It was there before. Let's add it because it's not finding it. I already starred that one too. Let's unchoose the pre-selected ones. Let's load my baseline that I already have saved. Yeah. So you could look at these in so much more detail if you have Performance Test downloaded and installed, and I think registered also. And I do have a legitimate license to the Chip Collective. That's me. I bought this multiple times to renew my license. Yeah, and you could see so much more information here. You could make a better story out of what you're attempting to report, basically. You could get all of this system information for all of these computers. And, you could go to each of the individual tests and you could see what's doing the best here. Because just saying it has the single threaded performance crown isn't really saying that much, when you could look at a lot of the other things. Like, here's my 10900. I know it's 10 cores, 20 threads, and 5600X isn't, and all of these other things. But yeah, you could see other things that possibly glean a little bit more information. But this takes work. People don't like putting in work, especially with the graphics ones. The graphics ones are way more interesting. Story is here, and you could tell it if you want to. Why is let's say 400? Yeah, that's the 5950X is the third row. So why is the 3080 performing so bad with Ryzen system. Like it's performing horrible. And who knows why? It could be the person who was running the benchmark had performance tests set up wrong or something. But there's really not that much that you could do in here to make it perform incorrectly. Yeah. And then once you get all this stuff, you have the ability to export these things, and you could make charts. You could do things with this, but no, people just, I'm bringing up WCCF Tech just because that's, where I have it. I'm not throwing them under the bus. They did a fine job and, reporting on it. It's just the people that post the leaks. I have a humongous problem with this because not everyone in the audience is going to look deeper into this. They're just going to see this. This is what they're going to see when a place reports on it, and they're going to see your tweet about it, and that's all they're going to see. I don't want to hear, well, if an enthusiast knows better, then they should know not to take this as an indicator of anything. And assumptions, dude. Making assumptions about a wide audience of computer enthusiasts, and a lot of them just want things to be better and to win, and they're going to be spouting misinformation, and I'm just tired about it. But yeah, it's really easy to do your due diligence about these things. Baseline, manage baselines, advanced search. And look, I can't make it bigger, which kind of sucks, but there's so many things in here. I'm not going to scroll through all of it. But you could have a field day looking through here sometimes. And leaderboards don't tell a whole story. They're not good, to put it lightly. And it just has to do with the fact that you have averages of a lot of these things. There's seven samples for the thing that's in the high. I mean that's a good example. It probably is in the highest, but people make the same mistake when it comes to CPU Monkey. CPU Monkey, I want to yell at right now too. CPU Monkey. Because the results on this website, and I've tried to poke and prod at the website a whole bunch, but they say we do not take responsibility for the data shown on the site. Say I want to load up my CPU. I believe you just hit that. Yep. And look at the benchmark scores they have. These are, for the most part, incredibly off base. They might have corrected it since I yelled last, but their results are calculated server side, as far as I could tell. They're not actual. They don't actually have a database of the benchmark results. They have math. They have weights, and they calculate the results for all of these parts, even parts that aren't out yet. That's how they have results for them. It's because they're just doing math to make fake results. And, user benchmark. People say, their charts are biased towards Intel, probably, who knows. But you could slice and dice data however the hell you want, and you can make it say whatever the hell you want. It could imply bias, it could not imply bias, but stop looking at leaderboards. Stop fucking looking at leaderboards. Look at individual tests. Because user benchmark that's a good data point. The benchmark they have is, I mean, it's good for something. So is Passmark's advanced tests and everything that they have. All of these tests are good data points. But they're only good as individual results compared to individual results. Not averages against averages. Not a submission that has, you know, one sample up against a submission that has, how many does that have? 391 samples. This is going to average lower. And I could even show that right now. I'm sorry this video's, you know, rambly as all hell, but so let's pull up these. We're not even going to sort them. And let's just recently, let's get rid of those ones. So we're just doing 10 900Ks. Because I want you guys to see something here. I think you could do up to 50. So let's close it. I know they don't all fit on screen. But look at this. This is just integer math right now. Look at the variability that you're seeing. Yeah, most of them are hovering around the same thing. They're in the same ballpark, but then you get ones that are down there. Some of them are a whole lot higher. Here's prime numbers, bouncing all over the place, compression. All of these are, and this is just, I know it's not all the same hardware, but then, okay, looking at the average isn't the same hardware. All of this, when you're looking at an average, is not the same. So does it matter if I'm pulling out, let's look at it that again, like the memory here. We have a whole bunch of different types of memory, a whole bunch of different types of timings, different motherboards. You know, those are all things that affect CPU scores sometimes. And yeah, it's all over the place. All of this is all over the place. So stop looking at leaderboards. Stop it. It's not a leaderboard of anything. It's an average. It's an average of people's competence when they run the benchmark and they submit things. Like, who is this guy? Like what is even happening with this guy? What is he doing? So let's find out. That's 230. Let's go to, guessing that's all the way over here. Hey, cursor over there. So we have 230. What is going on with this person's system? We got a Z490 Vision G. It looks like it's measuring the correct speed, just hereabouts. 16 gigs of RAM, not really sure. Yeah, you got a USB stick and drive. Intel graphics, no GPU installed for that one, and no other details. Can't really figure out why it's slower, but guess what? He fucked it up for everybody on the leaderboards, and now the average for the 10900K is lower. You know? Obviously, I'm not going to look at this, the 3D scores, because we got a whole bunch of different types of graphics cards here. If I were to sort export this and then sort by the graphics card type, you would see some weird shit there too. You would see some 2070 Supers doing better than 2080 Ti's, just because people don't know how to fucking use their computers because they're all dumb. Okay, so you really can't look at leaderboards. You can't. I need people to just know the variability that you see in systems. Because anyone could run this benchmark. Anyone could have been talked into buying the benchmark and then running it and then submitting it. And I don't mean like bad. I mean like someone joined a forum, joined Reddit, I don't know, and, was like, okay, yeah, sure, I need to know how fast my system performance is. I'm going to get this program I was recommended, and then they run it and they submit it. Oh, this thing says I should submit. I'm going to submit it. It's nothing devious. It's just, gullible, dumb people, but they don't care about the leaderboard. They ran the thing and it sucked and they submitted it. They didn't, this shit happens. I mean, that is completely wrong. I mean, maybe this person didn't have the cooler installed. I don't know. This is horrible. But yeah, but this is my rant. I'm not even gonna fucking edit it. Yeah, see ya.